Good morning, happy Monday, and welcome to the Monday Morning Pep Talk. In this week's installment, we're going to unpack the following quote: My entire life, I have done what other people have told me to do. So this week, we're actually going to start off with a story. This quote comes from a very successful chief executive from the healthcare industry. When we were exploring their journey, one of the things that they realized was despite their success, they had just done what other people had told them to do. They worked for companies that they were suggested. They took roles that they were encouraged to take. And rarely did they actually have control over their career path and the decisions that they were making. I share this story because you could go through your whole life and be very successful just by reacting to opportunities that are presented to you or following the guidance and advice of others. The question then becomes, if you live your life that way and you follow your career path that way, at the end of your career, will you have made the impact that you wanted to have on the world? Or would you have made the impact that someone else wanted you to have? So let's dig into what the problem is here. We're giving a large part of our power regarding our career path to someone else. We are reacting to opportunities and pathways presented to us instead of defining what it is that we really want and using that as criteria to evaluate opportunities. This starts when we're very, very young. When we're in high school and when we're in college, we'll take guidance, advice, suggestions from our family, from our friends, from our teachers, from our peers. Hey, I think you should do this, or I think you should do that. As we get older, this takes a slightly different form. You know, we are out in the world looking for posted job descriptions for us to react to. We may be taking calls or emails from recruiters that are saying, I have a great offer for you. Or even internally in the companies that we're working, we may, react to opportunities presented to us. We may be told, hey, you would be great in this role. You should go here next. And the problem is when we look at our lives and where we are reacting like this, and we think about how many of our decisions are actually made kind of based on external forces, we realize that a life that we should have control over is actually sometimes just a series of reactions to the things happening around us or to us. So let's talk about how we can reframe this in a more positive way. The first is we just want to go from being reactive to proactive. We want to define what it is that we want, and we want to proactively search for it. We're still going to get offers and opportunities, but if we've defined what we want, we can evaluate them based on the things that we want, not the things that the person presenting us the offer want. And I think that's a very important distinction for us to start to make. And as soon as we start to become more conscious of how we make decisions, we start to be able to take back ownership of our lives. It's worth pointing out that the person that we started this story with, at the time we spoke, they had three options in front of them that all had been presented to them. When they had this realization, they then took a minute to say, what do I really, really want? And then what they did was they used that criteria to evaluate those three opportunities and consider opportunities outside those three. And then they were able to make a decision that they were very, very confident in. They ended up picking one of the offers presented, but it aligned to the majority of the things that they really, really wanted. And that's the most important thing. So for this week's next actions, we're going to kind of take a page out of that person's playbook. The two things we're going to do, the first is just become aware. Look around in your life and say, hey, where am I reacting to things that are being presented to me? Where am I responding instead of thinking through, is this actually what I want? And just that awareness, we'll start to see where we've given up some of the power in our lives and we can start to take it back. The second thing, and this is going to be a recurring theme as well, we're going to start or to continue to really think about what it is we want. So when opportunities present themselves, we can evaluate them, but more importantly, we can start to be proactive in our pursuit of what it is that we want. So, as always, thank you so much for your time and attention. We really hope this was helpful. We wish you all the best in your pursuits this week. We hope you have a peaceful and fulfilling week. Remember, I love you. I believe in you. I am here for you. Please take care of yourselves and one another, and we'll see you next week.